All right, good afternoon, everybody. It is June 4th, 2025. Feeling a little under the weather here, but wanted to get this out because I had an idea for a quick hitter video while I was tuning up the Themis here, and I wanted to share this with you. So I wanted to go over some tips and tricks for using your piezo stage. Because some things are a little less than intuitive. So we're going to go over this, and I'm going to give you the skinny on this and the specs and what you can do with this. So you need to find your stage piezo control panel. If you have this, I just rebooted the system, so I need to enable it. Okay, so you have an X, Y, and a Z for your piezo, and the limits of travel for the X and the Y, these will go plus or minus 1.2 microns, and the Z will go plus or minus 0.6 microns. Okay, so you have more travel in X and Y than you do with the Z. Okay, so just so you believe me. So down here for the MFX and MFY, I have piezo move. So there's basically two ways you can move. You can either move or you can jog. So move moves the stage discretely, and then when you stop activating the control, it stops moving. The jog actually, and this is, I'm not exactly sure what the application of this, but this will move it at a constant speed. Okay, but you can activate these from for your multifunction knobs. You could also control them from here, which we'll get to inside of the flap out here. But if you right click on MFX, okay, so you have piezo jog X and Y, and piezo X, Y, and Z, and piezo move X, Y, and Z. One of the things you'll notice here, and this is unfortunately, I guess, a design flaw, so there's no way, I have not found a way to change the sensitivity of the Z control. So unfortunately, when you activate piezo move X and Y for the MF knobs, the Z-axis button on your right-hand control panel does not default to piezo move Z. Okay, it just does regular stage Z. And unfortunately, even if I change this to piezo move Z, it's still stuck on sensitivity 5, which is the highest sensitivity. So I'm changing above my MFX knob, I'm pushing fine, right? So you can see I'm not making the Z sensitivity any less. And now I'm hitting the coarse button, and you can see I'm making the MFXY more coarse in terms of its adjustment. So just to show you this, right? So my X knob is for piezo move Z, my Y knob is for my X knob is for piezo move X, my Y knob is for piezo move Z. So you can see here, right? I'm turning this, the X knob, you can see how much it's going. Go ahead and reset it, and now watch what happens when I turn the Y knob the same amount. You can see that's much coarser, and I basically maxed it out. That was about a quarter of a turn, okay? So unfortunately, if you activate piezo move Z for a multifunction knob, you're a little bit limited with how fine you can control it. But the good news is there's a way that I'm going to show you to control it within here that actually will give you a lot of control. Okay, so when you get to the limit of the motion, like you can watch this again here, it should bark at us. Okay, so it says approaching end of range. So if you hit this, it doesn't do anything. If you hit reset, what it does is it resets the piezo axis back to 0, and then I believe it compensates for it by adjusting the regular stage controls. So we can actually watch here and see if we see a change in Z here, and we do. Okay, so just so basically it compensated, right? So when this went back down to 0, I lost 600 nanometers. I compensated for it by bumping Z with the mechanical stage the opposite amount. So there was basically no effective change in the Z coordinate. Although a little bit of difference there. That's about 100 nanometers. Again, within the tolerance of the stage. That's about what I would expect. Okay, so that's the sensitivity. And so now, how do we work around this? So let me mag in here so I can show you this. Okay, so the Z control in particular, if you've watched enough of my videos, you know I'm a big proponent of you focus with Z as much as possible. Okay, whether you're in TEM, whether you're in STEM, you want to do as much focusing with the stage as possible. And if you have the piezo, you can do that really effectively. This is very important with the aberration corrected imaging, whether that's TEM or STEM. Because you kind of you want to keep your objective lens variation as small as possible in those cases, and the piezo stage will allow you to do that. So I'm going to dial this in as close as I can with just the Z. So that's pretty close right there. I'm going to mag in a little further here, just stay in SA mode right now. Okay, so now I'm going to pull up the FFT. All right, so this is about, now I don't have an objective aperture in, let's just not worry about that right now, but I have good focus right now. So I have one diffuse ring and it's basically washed out. So you can see if I bring it down, right, I start to see the several rings, right? So you can see very clearly I'm under focused right now. So that means we want to move the stage up. So I go the other way and I'm just using the multifunction knob. Now there's a little bit of a limit here, and see now I'm over focused, which we don't want. Okay. So what can we do to work around this? So expand your flap out here. There's a control tab. You want to click on the move tab. So here's where you can get some finer control of not only your Z axis, but also your X and Y. Okay. So you can control the Z movement in single, and I think even less than that, percentage increments. So this is set to 1% right now. So let me reset this to 0 here. So you can see if I hit minus, right, I've moved minus 1% of the Z range, okay? But this gives me really fine control here if I do 1%. So obviously this is really fine. I could probably make this like 5%. And I could do it that way. Unfortunately, the FFT is being blocked by this. Actually, what I can do here, I'll show you here's the cheat. Go to a panel where you don't have stage piezo, and then pull it up over here, and there you go. Okay, so, right, you can see, again, I'm under focus, so right about there is pretty good as far as the focus, okay? The other thing you can do is you can give it a set point here. So if you want to just give it a percentage, right? If I want to do 50%, I can do that and then click move and see it moves to 50% of Z, okay? So this is how you get control, right? You do the same thing with X and Y, but with X and Y, you can again, you have the advantage of putting the control pad sensitivity to 1 and using your MF knobs, okay? So you could do this also with X and Y, but I find that you probably don't have to. But this is how you get finer control with the Z. All right, let me go ahead and click reset here. Now the last thing I wanted to go over is this jog, okay? So the jog function literally causes a velocity to be imparted to the sample, okay? Literally like you're jogging, right? Which is hence where the name came from. Let me focus my image here. Okay, that's a little too under focused. That's not too bad right there. All right, so if we go to jog here, so what you can do here is you can again increment or input a velocity in terms of the percentage of the movement, right? So just as a rough estimate, if we look at the X, so 1%, that would be about 120, no, hold on, I'll do the math. That would be about 12. No, not 12. Let me think here. Yes, that would be 12. Okay, that would be about 12 nanometers a minute. Okay, if I did 1% for the velocity, that's how fast it would move. Okay, because again, right, this goes for plus or minus 1.2 microns. Okay, so if I multiply, 12 nanometers by 100, I get 1.2 microns. So if we actually punch this in here and click jog, we can see what it's doing. Okay, now this is very slow. This is, again, that's 12 nanometers a minute, so you're really not going to see the effect of this. Okay, this is going to be very subtle unless you're at like crazy high mag. So if we put this at something else, let's try 5. And you can see now, hopefully that's pretty obvious, that's actually moving now. Okay. Unfortunately, it looks like positive X is not, positive X in the image here. If we stop this and we do negative, let's see if it does that. So yes, it will go in the negative direction as well. And then the other thing we can do too is we can increment this. So if we want to just bump this up by 1%, we have a 1% per minute increment. We can do that. So that will actually make this -4 because I'm adding 1 to -5. Okay, so you can see it's slowing down in terms of absolute value of velocity, and then right there it gets to 0, and so it stops. Okay, and so I can keep going here. So this is what I'm not very clear on. I wonder what the application is for this, perhaps for some kind of in situ experiment, but I don't exactly know. Certainly this isn't, something you'd want for doing like high resolution imaging. You don't want the sample moving, obviously. So I'm not sure why or what this would be used as a feature. If you know, maybe you can chime in and let me know. Okay, so we'll go ahead and click stop. So if we do the same thing for the Z here, so now this is moving, into and out of the page, right? That's the Z axis, so that's intuitive. The X and Y are not. Unfortunately, when the Z-axis moves, the sample's not perfectly flat, so you're seeing the effect of that. It doesn't move. It doesn't stay perfectly still. Then again, we are at a very high mag right now, so that's easier to see that that discrepancy, of course. Okay, so we can stop it, and then we can hit reset, and we can hit reset. And I believe that is everything about using your piezo enhancement on your stage. I wonder if this issue with the control pad sensitivity is something that Thermo Fisher addressed in later versions of the microscope. I don't know. Hopefully that would be, because that is pretty annoying that you can't control this via the multifunction knobs or the Z-axis buttons. Where this really has the piezo Z really is with the CS corrected stem or TEM is where this becomes really important, so you can accurately focus with the Z. Okay, all right. So that's the quick hitter video on the stage piezo I wanted to do, and if you stay tuned, I'm going to do another one on doing a calibration alignment. All right, excuse me.